Hello there, welcome to Club Nintendo level 182. This is part one with me and John. Welcome, John. How's it going?
Hey, what's up, Tim?
Hey, a lot. It's been a bit, a lot to catch up on, and I wanted to first kick it off by mentioning this is part one. Aaron will be here for part two. Me and John are going to go over kind of the quarterly earnings and what we're playing, some miscellaneous things. And I wanted to start off with your little science project, and we're not talking about Labo. We're talking about Joy-Con surgery. So what'd you end up doing here?
So you can see here, if you're watching video, if you're not, I'll describe it to you. I have my Switch with two Joy-Con you can't normally get. I did mod some Joy-Con, and I have the I don't even know what the color they call it. I think it's like
the N64 transparent.
transparent. Yeah, it's not the purple like everyone really likes. It's like the blue or green. I think it's more blue.
Yeah,
but
it's like a teal.
Teal. Yeah, it's more like the teal. And the biggest reason I did this is I now have a D-pad on my left Joy-Con, which is glorious. It is glorious to have this D-pad.
Is it as responsive as a normal D-pad? Because I mean, you have the four buttons. You're just like putting a thing over it.
It
right?
is. It's super responsive, and the reason it really is, it is definitely still four buttons, kind of separate underneath. But I think the Pro Controller one is kind of like that too.
Okay,
might be a little different. But the fact that you can slide your finger from one direction without that bump, a seamless slide, really makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got these guys. I went on Amazon. I've been thinking about doing this for a while. I finally just pulled the trigger and did it. It was like $30 for these shells.
Okay, so you can buy like it for like $100 or $20, $120. Like, there's a good markup for someone to do this for you, basically.
Yeah, I saw on eBay they were selling for around 100, maybe a little bit more for someone to do this for you.
For a single Joy-Con too.
Was
right?
it really? No, it was like a
was
pair.
It a pair? It was a
yeah,
pair. Okay,
yeah.
Never mind. Okay.
But it wasn't like, if you've ever done any sort of like cell phone repair or like electronics repair, it's pretty easy. It's definitely
was it scary at any point that you thought you'd just ruin your $40-$50 Joy-Con?
No, it was never at a point where I thought, oh, I can't go back, I'm stuck, I've ruined this. It was never like that. The first one definitely took longer than the second one, I'll say that. But
did you start with the D-pad one?
Started with the D-pad one, yeah, because I was just excited to see how that one came out. Obviously, the second one I didn't even use the guide on. I just kind of did it, and the second one actually was a lot different, and I didn't even think about it because of the IR sensor and the IR camera, and that alone made it a lot different because that is nowhere to be found on the other one, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, they're about $30. They have tons of colors. Some of them have D-pads, some of them don't. Obviously, I opted for the ones with a D-pad. Or
and it came with tools to do this?
It did not come with tools, which kind of sucks. So if you don't have the tools, which I already did, you got to spend like another 10, 15, which kind of sucks.
Yeah. I mean, some people are making a business out of doing this and going on eBay. Like, that's a thing. I don't know how successful they are.
Yeah. Honestly,
yeah.
I don't know how much money you're going to be, if it's worth the investment, because I don't know. I don't know how much upsell they could really make on these, considering they're, it's like, how much is it for two Joy-Con? Like, if you buy them retail?
If you buy them retail,
it's like 80, right?
Way too much.
It's like 79.
I think you can find some for, I think 60 is the low end you're going to find some gray ones for that are on sale. Maybe, I think you're in the 60 to 70 range buying them.
At first, I was going to do my gray ones, but then I decided my gray ones were only like subtle ones that I own.
I knew, John, when you were saying this. Oh, this is an opportunity for you to get rid of your hate. you hate the red neon.
I do.
They're your most hated color of all the
They are.
Joy-Cons.
They are. I think I have the shells. I don't know where they are.
You didn't melt them?
I didn't melt them, no. I kept them, but I was very happy to see them go because it's not my favorite color. This color is like 1,000% better.
Agreed. No, John, as you know, I have all the Joy-Cons. But I don't have D-pad Joy-Cons. So, I mean, this is intriguing. This is intriguing.
This, just for I did this honestly just to play Pac-Man Championship Edition. It was worth it because it's way easier to play in handheld mode now with that. Yeah. The plastic does feel a little bit different. It's not bad. It's just different. And they're a little bit thicker a tiny bit thicker than the other Joy-Con. So they
Are the buttons as clicky? Does it feel?
It feels just as good.
Okay.
So they come with, when you buy them, the ones I came with new buttons you can replace. They're the colorful kind. I opted to keep the original and just move the originals over. One, because I thought the black and the green or the teal looked really much better together.
Yeah.
And second, I just didn't trust their buttons. Like I really just, wanted the ones Nintendo made.
Yeah, and then the D-pad is.
And then the D-pad, obviously. And plus the D-pad was black, so I didn't see the point of having colorful buttons and a black D-pad. Like it just
when I was looking,
didn't make sense to me.
I was looking at getting some white Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
Those look fire.
They look really good. Yeah.
If I was to do this, that'd be tempting. The white ones. Transparent is very cool, of course.
Yeah, transparent's cool. You can see the kind of light flashing through where the sync or the which color which number controller are you, which is kind of cool. I would totally do the system. It's kind of got me interested in modding the system, until there's cloud saves,
save backup,
there's no way in hell I'm gonna.
I did see that as a thing people are doing, but I would not want to touch that.
Yeah,
at all.
The day that Nintendo has cloud saves, I will totally do it.
Yeah, right now it's like, okay, you're my precious, so you're not gonna be harmed.
Yeah, no
tampering.
No way. Yeah, that's happening. But the Joy-Con, like, if you're interested, you have extra pairs. It's totally worth it. I'd say go for it.
Very cool. Very cool. And yeah, I guess I have no more questions on that.
Yeah, I'm very happy. I don't regret doing it at all.
Is there a market of selling your red neon
shells?
Is that a market of the original OEM shells?
I doubt it.
Okay, hang on to them. Hey, you may want them back sometime.
Yeah, and this is the thing. I can only switch them back. It's funny because when I pair the controllers to the system, it still thinks I have red controllers, and I don't yet.
I gotta say that the system's ability to know what color it is really mind-boggling, especially when I have all the colors.
Yeah.
Especially in Labo, it'll represent the Joy-Cons in the game, and it's fun to just swap out the Joy-Cons. I would go to the controller screen and repair which one I want to use.
Yeah.
And I load up the game, just instantly it's the new color. It's like that's a really
awesome.
nice touch. Yeah. So I'll be talking more with Labo with Aaron, but I just want to say I'm so happy to have this piano.
That looks very we could how about that UPS shipping system?
Oh gosh, I really want UPS to sell that. They would become a much more successful company if they started making Labo accessories, I believe.
What if they do sell that and you're unaware of it?
They don't. It's
did
a
you check?
video.
Did you check?
I did not yet.
It looked like, wasn't that an official UPS video?
It was an official video. So if you didn't see this, UPS made a Labo parody video of them. We're experts at cardboard, so we made luggage basically of Labo storage, kind of like a Pelican case for your Labo made out of cardboard. And Nintendo retweeted this for them, and I would love to get that. A little cardboard case for my cardboard. Yeah. So yeah. I should mention we're about an hour and 20 minutes away from Tropical Freeze's launch, so be ready to be frozen by some tropical Donkey Kongs, I guess.
Yeah, it's really close.
Yeah.
Comes out at midnight.
It is preloaded, and I will play at least a couple levels before going to bed. And then you can also now preload Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition. So that is preloaded. So I got all the Wii U classics on my Switch, ready to go.
When does that come out? When does
Hyrule? That's 2 weeks, so May 18th, I believe.
They already let you pre-download it? That's so soon.
And that was the timing for Donkey Kong. It's about 2 weeks before seems what Nintendo's doing there. Yeah. And then as far as other new dates and stuff, we now know that Luminous Remastered will be launching on June 26th. Ikaruga coming out really soon. This is a classic shooter from the Dreamcast era, I believe. And that's coming May 29th. And it's going to support vertical switch mode where you put your mobile system, handheld system, tabletop system vertical, and you'll be able to play a shooter how it was meant to be played. I joke because it was originally a TV game, but this is, the better version of how that was supposed to be, So that's coming out. I've only heard amazing things about that. I've never played it. Have you played Ikaruga before?
No, I haven't.
Okay. And then the other date, we now know about Wolfenstein's release date on Switch, and that is coming June 29th. So just a few days after Luminaire is remastered. So all very, very exciting stuff. I'm excited for Wolfenstein. I'm playing Doom again, John. I'm actually going to finish it this time. I'm probably 5 chapters into it, and I'm finally getting good at this game. It's
taking you that long?
It's taking me a little bit, get a hang of it. You got most of the way through that, or finished it, or how far did you get into it?
I played a lot of the arcade mode, and I probably only played about a third of the single player.
Okay. Would you ever go back to finish it?
Yeah, I'd definitely go back. Yeah, I played a little bit online, but I found it very. You'd
rather be playing Splatoon for that.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, it's very. I don't know.
The campaign's intense, even on the I don't want to die mode. I still feel some.
Yeah, I played it on one of the easier modes when I played.
Yeah,
just because it's
it's still hard.
It's still pretty hard.
I'm not good at this stuff, so it's still hard to me. I gotta say though, this gyro aiming, I beat God of War, really great game. If I had one complaint though, they need freaking enable those gyros on the DualShock to fine tune your axe throwing. It would make those controls 1,000 times better for fine tuning those axe throws. I don't get why these other platforms don't have this as an option. They need to play the Switch and play some Splatoon and figure out what's up.
Isn't Doom's a little different from Splatoon? I've heard that. I feel like I played it and it felt like pretty much the same.
Doom felt great with the gyro. I've been using that, and it's like, ooh, this feels nice. Both handheld and TV. It's just this is just how aiming should be for shooters.
Yeah, I didn't play it in handheld. I would feel like that wouldn't work too well.
Because you're not moving it a lot. It's fine. It's fine tuning.
Fine tuning, yeah.
You're finishing off the last little bit of it. Yeah. So. And then Lightfall came out. That was a game that caught my eye during the Nintendo Direct. That's the one where it's that really cool black art style with the cube that spawns underneath you. Got good reviews. I've not had a chance to pick it up yet. I did pick up Celeste, so I'm finally playing through that. But did Lightfall, is that one that you're looking into getting at some point soon, or? You are muted, John, right now. I know.
Oh, sorry. Didn't realize.
You are back.
So Lights Out, or Lightfall is out now, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want it. I like the art style a lot. I haven't had too many platformers on the Switch yet. Obviously, Donkey Kong's coming out. But this one looks, a little bit more original in some of its ideas. And it looks a little bit more speedrunny. You're definitely jumping more continuous, I think, than some other platformers where you kind of sit and think. This one looks more fast-paced.
Yeah.
So it looks good. How much is it?
It's $15.
That's not bad.
Yeah. So, it's definitely one to keep your eye on as if you're looking for something to play, got a lull or have a airplane trip to go on, this is a good one to pick up for that.
Looks like it's got a good bit of awards or recognition for being a pretty good game.
Yeah, Nintendo Life gave it an 8 out of 10. Which is pretty decent. Quarterly earnings? Do you want to dive into some of the news out of that?
Yeah, I actually haven't really looked too much into this. When did these come out?
This was... I'm looking at our iMessage, because I can't find all this information online. I'm sure it's there. This came... Thursday, April 26th.
The last Thursday.
Last Thursday. I want to start with, John... System console sales, where the Switch is right now, and how wild this is. So, as of March 2018, and a little over a year on the market, Switch is at almost 18 million sold.
That's insane.
With 70 million units of software sold.
That's even crazier. The software number is ridiculous.
So it's like 69.7 or something like that, and like 17.7 or something like very close to 18. This was end of March, and we're now in the beginning of May. So you got to think like the Switch is well in the 18 and maybe at 19 at this point. Like it's. What was the original estimate? 10 million the first year?
10 million the first year, I think. Like March to March, yeah.
Yeah, so they
almost doubled it, yeah.
And 18 million, in relation to the other systems, so first of all, the Wii U, that is now passed. And it's, the Wii U is what, around 15 maybe? 14?
Not even, it was like
13?
13.5. Yeah.
So the Xbox One, which launched in 2013, I want to say. Sounds about right.
Yeah, about then.
So they stopped reporting numbers at the high 20s.
Because they got embarrassed?
Yeah, PlayStation, as we'll talk about, has some rather impressive numbers.
Aren't they in the 40, 50 millions now?
So my guess for Xbox, I'm guessing they're at most 40 million, but I'm guessing like mid-30s. And that leads me to believe in Switch's second year, they have a chance of surpassing Xbox One, which has been on the market for a substantially longer amount of time. If you can look at the math there.
Yeah.
Which is wild. And PlayStation is now at 79 million. It is killing it. 79 million. And so it'll take a little bit longer for the Switch to catch up to that one. I'm not. Do you think the Switch will eventually catch PS4? Will this momentum continue? You think?
I think I think it's more likely Sony will move on to something else. Is that counting pros and everything?
It's everything.
It's all
so Slims, originals, pros. Yeah, and the PS5, I think rumors are 2020 or 2021 to launch.
That far away, really? I don't know. I would figure they might move on to the next thing before Nintendo even have a chance to catch up.
Well, I mean, the life of the Switch versus the life of PS4. Whenever the Switch moves on to Switch 2, will it eventually catch whatever? Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's very possible. I think, at this point, isn't the Switch like the best-selling system of all time?
Out of the gate, yeah. It's the fastest-selling year one.
It definitely beat PS2's year one, which was still a better year one than the PS4, I think, had, right? So it's definitely possible, I think.
And I had my first sighting the day at Chipotle of a young kid, maybe 7 years old, walking around with his neon Switch. It's like a little kid. He's just walking around like he has like a little Game Boy, like a little DS.
I've seen that, yeah.
I've not seen that before. I've only seen older people with more money than like a parent actually bought a kid a Switch, which is that's cool. And maybe I could see families where there are multiple Switches in a household if there are multiple kids that all want it. Like that could be a thing.
Yeah, this day and age, I think that's probably definitely going to happen a lot.
Yeah, so that will definitely help with that being a thing, the sales of that.
This is did you see this number? This is the craziest number, I think, in these whole earnings report, is that they had an increase of 505% in their operating profits from last year.
Incredible.
505% increase.
Incredible.
Just insane.
So software numbers here.
Yeah.
This is where we get crazy. This is where we get crazy. The attach rate of the Switch. Unbelievable. I contribute a lot because I have all the games pretty much. I looked through the bestseller list on the Switch eShop. It's like I have almost all of these except for maybe 3 or 4. So Super Mario Odyssey, 10.41 million copies sold out of the 18 million Switches. So over 50% attach rate. Incredible.
That's insane.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. You know, who cares about ports, John?
Yeah,
Why would you
right?
want to port? We got a 9.22 million. That's
Jeez.
50% attach rate.
It's more than the original game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in 1 year.
Yeah, oh, man.
Breath of the Wild, now officially the best-selling Zelda game of all time at 8.48 million copies. I believe that is just Switch, but that may be combined numbers between the two versions. Splatoon 2, over 6 million, 6.02. Really solid numbers here.
Yeah, I'd like to point out that Splatoon is still in the top charts every week in Japan.
Yeah, Japan, it kills.
It's not going away, it seems like, in Japan. So that number is, I wouldn't be surprised if that number surpasses Mario Kart and Zelda by, within a year or two.
It is a very evergreen title, if there ever was one.
Plus, they keep adding content. I wouldn't be surprised at E3. They're even like, hey, by the way, there's even more stuff coming.
And that DLC thing's coming out.
DLC's coming. Yeah,
the 3.0 update came out. Did you want to mention anything about that before we move on?
It's a big update. It's a really big update. A lot of weapon tweaks. A lot of tweaks to sub weapons, even special weapons. It's much more, very, very much more balanced. Stingray, which is one of the specials, got a pretty big nerf. I mean, it is a lot to talk about in this update.
Sure.
Some of the weapons are my favorite weapons, like the 96 gal, are back to being more consistent, more accurate. It's a really, really big update. It feels more stable. It feels, like I said, a lot more balanced.
New maps too with this?
New maps. They added Camp Triggerfish. So Camp Triggerfish, which is one of the maps from Splatoon 1, very popular, is back. I've been playing it all week. It is awesome to finally, it feels like it has been, I guess, almost a year since I played it. So it's awesome to have that back. Obviously, there's more stages coming. They added 4 new weapons with the update. So they added a lot of weapons actually in with the update. There's new gear.
There's new music.
There's new music. They added 2 or 3 new tracks. And here, I don't know if I've mentioned this on the show before, but the music in Splatoon 2 is definitely not as good as the music in Splatoon 1. And these new tracks definitely bring it more up to par with the original.
Good. The boss fight of Splatoon 1 is still vivid memory of the music. Like I could just listen to that all day. Everything in Splatoon 2 is better, but the music. Like, the music is just better in Splatoon 1. And it feels more like the Splatoon 2 music is so Mario Karty. It kind of feels more Mario Karty to me than Splatoon. That makes sense. But they added a couple new tracks, which, again, make it a lot better. Okay. Anything else on the 3.0? And it kind of paves the way from the DLC this summer. Or is it not related at all? Or
it's not related. I'm sure there's I'm sure there's some stuff that's getting them ready for and all that stuff, but it is a big update.
The E3 tournament, any implications of this update with that tournament?
Well, I did watch on Saturday. They had some tournaments from Nintendo, was hosting some Splatoon tournaments.
I guess the players just have to adapt and be ready for.
Oh yeah, they have to be ready for the new build as soon as it's out. Like, they don't have any time to get ready or anything. It doesn't sound like it might be a big deal, but any tweak of a weapon that you're used to can make a pretty big difference when you're.
Imagine, John, if they drop 3.0 at the tournament for E3, and how much of a players have to adapt then and there. That would have been wild.
It would definitely throw off some game styles. I
would love to see that of players learning on the fly.
On the fly.
Yeah, that'd be so entertaining.
It took me a couple days to get used to some of the changes, and I like it. It's good.
Yeah, cool. Other software sales for the first year. 1-2 Switch, John. 2.29 million copies of that ridiculous game.
That's too much.
Oh, that is too much because it outsold ARMS at 1.85 million.
Well, it did come out 3 months before it, right?
True.
So there's
a launch title. And then closing out, the 7th best-selling title, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, one of my favorite games on the Switch. 1.31 million. Really solid for a JRPG like that.
That's really solid. I mean, That's really solid for that just that not genre, that franchise, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
it's definitely the best-selling Xenoblade to date.
yeah, I mean a couple of years ago we didn't even have these games in the US, and now they're selling millions.
Yeah, at
So
first Nintendo was hesitant, like this won't sell in the States, and there was a big Operation Rainfall or whatever it was called to get it over here. It was a big deal.
yeah, yeah, it
Yeah,
was. And
and
now look
now
at
it's
it.
a huge
Yeah.
franchise for them, and it's one of my favorite franchises, as you know. Burning through all three of them within a month or two. The last game on the list, Kirby Star Allies at 1.29 million. Now this is as of March 2018, and this game launched in February, so within a month. This is
That's
already
pretty awesome. Yeah, that's
yeah.
like crazy awesome for Kirby. Kirby doesn't really sell that well. I mean, it sells okay, but it's never like, well, maybe it sells better than I think.
I
But
think it
yeah,
sells better than you think, but yeah, still a month on. That's a really good
that's really
seller.
really good.
Though that's the software sales. The next thing we have to mention is there is a new president. As we all knew when this past president was there, it was an interim president, as he was a transitional president designed to help, spearhead them into the next era with Switch, and I would say did a pretty decent job with that.
Yeah, you could say you could say that again.
So Tatsumi Kimishima, sorry, is going to step down. He's going to be replaced by 46-year-old Shintaro Furukawa. I think I got that right. Furukawa.
Sounds right.
Yeah. And so his past with Nintendo, he joined Nintendo 1994. He has been an outside director of the Pokemon series since 2012 and has been managing executive officer, supervisor of corporate analysis and administrative division, and director of Nintendo since 2016. So he's been with Nintendo for a while. He is a guy that plays games, enjoys games. He's not a developer, but he really appreciates what Nintendo does, which hasn't always been the case. I believe one of the original Nintendo presidents, maybe the second one, didn't really play games, but he was good at leading the company. So
Yeah.
it's not always the case. A good president is not always a video game player. So, what are your thoughts on this change?
It's it sounds like a fresh, kind of like a fresh take on Nintendo because it's if you haven't heard, I've read a little bit into him, but it sounds like they've actually given him they've kind of known that he was gonna be taking over because he's spent the past 2 years pretty much planning out the future of Nintendo apparently. So he has the next couple decades I think planned out as far as where the company's going. So he sounds like a pretty bright, pretty good guy. I have heard that he does play games, that he had an NES growing up, that he played, all the, tons of NES games and all that. So that makes me super happy to know that he's going to be, he's in the gamer mindset and he's going to, not, hopefully have the last say on some decisions that, could sway things, the way that gamers want. I think, that's a good thing. I think it's exciting. He's pretty young, very young, actually, to lead a big company like Nintendo. Especially in Japan, where it's very the culture there is very maturity is very very important over there. So having someone so young is very interesting to see. But I think they are looking for someone with a fresh take on a lot of stuff, which I'm happy for.
Yeah, and also of note, Takashi Tezuka is a new member of the board, as well as Yoshiaki Kozumi. They're now on the board of Nintendo, which you may have recognized their names. They are very involved with the Mario series and many of the other series. And another thing of note, I see here from a recent kind of interview here that Mr. Kimishima has shown through his own actions what it means to manage a company collectively rather than relying on the efforts of a single person. And I understand my role as one of continuing on the same course, which is very smart not to think you're the smartest person in the room and hire people smarter than yourself and depend on that. So I'm glad to hear that that's how they're doing things. So.
Yeah, it sounds like he wants a very collaborative. He has a very collaborative style.
Yeah, I'm definitely all for that. some other things of note. Nintendo says it's not trying to innovate; it's trying to find ways to make people happy, and I love that quote. I mean, you can, yeah. I guess they're innovating through happiness, John.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Yeah. The bottom line is the quality of the end product that those students created doesn't really matter to me. How they kept their focus, what they thought throughout those years, that's what's important to me. We like our staff members to be as creative as possible, and creative people should not just listen to their bosses saying, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. I want them to ask themselves, is this direction correct? So, I don't know. Yeah. Some more numbers. SNES Classic, 5.28 million units sold worldwide. Pretty
Wow.
decent.
And they didn't even want to keep making those.
Yeah, and those pop up still for sale every now and then. So they did learn their lesson from the NES. So I would say this is a success, and that we should expect an N64 Classic this year. Are you on board with that train of thought?
Say that again?
I'd say this is a success, and I'd expect N64 Classic to succeed that this year.
I would, but didn't they announce each one of these like in April of each year?
I thought they were announced in like
summer. Was it
July
summer?
or something?
Was it? Okay, I don't remember.
At some random Tuesday, not some event. They just like, hey, this is going to be a thing.
I know they were both announced around the same time. Classic announcement. Let me look up the date for the last year's. It was June. Okay, so June. Yeah, we got time.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course I want to see it. I mean,
I think N64 has a heck of a lot of nostalgia for most people of age right now. That's the system I'm most nostalgic for.
Yeah, those licensing though.
It's gonna be the hardest product to make because it's gonna look the crappiest if you don't do any work in making it look good.
There's a couple mods I've seen of N64s that do a good job of cleaning up the jaggies and the frame rates and all this stuff.
And the whole controller situation, Rumble Pack, I feel, is key for like what the N64 was to me. And will that continue on? I don't know.
I think it's going to go up another $20. So every year the system is $20 more.
The mini GameCube.
Yeah,
I mean, people would pay that more and more. Yeah, another quote about the new president. I grew up playing the Famicom and come from that generation. Now as a member of management with Super Mario's creator Miyamoto, I have a lot of respect for him. On the other hand, with this new job, that can't just be it. So I expect to say what needs to be said to run the company. Yeah. And then he's fluent in English, and that's something of note as well. So that's cool. Bayonetta 2, John. The classic, the Nintendo classic.
Yep.
So they did some interesting numbers. It outsold the Wii U version in the same amount of time, which to me means it hasn't outsold the Wii U version in totality, but just its launch numbers so far have been better.
Yeah, I think that sounds right.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'd expect.
Yeah, and I think it will eventually surpass it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the Wii U one, I don't even know if you could go out and buy it after like 6 months. Like, it was just gone.
They re-released it as Bayonetta 2 without the pack-in disc for
That was like 18 months later, though. That was like, took forever.
Yeah. But yeah, 400,000 copies sell-through rate in the first whatever amount of time. I have not seen in the chart what that is. First 9 weeks after release, 400,000 almost.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's decent for that kind of game. And Bayonetta 3, they're saying, Platinum Games is saying, will be crazier, better, and tighter. They know that fans expect crazier, better, tighter action games. If they're going to put out Bayonetta 3, it's going to have to raise the bar. So I'm anxious to see what that is, because Bayonetta 2 was a massive improvement over 1, and I'm curious to see what they'll do with 3 to make that even better. So, yeah, Excited to see where that amazing story goes, John. It's quite the cinematic story. And then we got some E3 information. We're gonna have the Splatoon 2 World Tournament go on starting Monday, June 11th. And then there's the championship finals on Tuesday. I don't know. There's some stuff going on with Splatoon. Video presentation. This is the big thing. I'm on Nintendo Life. They only give me the United Kingdom time for the presentation, John.
Whoops. Well, that's where they're from.
It's what, 8-hour difference? 5? It's 5, right?
Oh, I don't know.
It's at 5 p.m. UK time Tuesday, June 12th. So I'm imagining sometime in the morning on the 12th, Tuesday, June 12th. Then Trios Live right after the presentation. So what do you expect from E3? Is it going to be just the Smash Brothers blowout this year?
Yeah. I expect Smash. I expect, like I said, more Splatoon updates. I expect, I think one more game for the fall and holiday. I'm
like
hoping
a surprise announcement, or is it gonna be Fire Emblem or something we know about, like Yoshi?
Well, I think we'll see more about Fire Emblem. I think Yoshi's like 50-50. Honestly, it's like one of those things they could put on the back burner and no one would really miss. I expect one more game for the fall, like Animal Crossing. Yeah, I do.
Pokemon.
I really do. Yeah. I don't expect Nintendo to give everything away before E3, but I do expect something big for the holidays other than Smash.
Yeah, I want to know what that surprise game is. I think there will be one.
I think it's got to be Animal Crossing. It's been
so
like
long.
6 years. Yeah, since the last one. So
yeah, it's been a bit.
And they were working on the Wii U. I mean, it's. I think it's time.
Yeah, New Leaf came out the year we started this podcast, John, in 2013. Is that right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a good 5 years already. A full console one here. The online system, John. We'll be learning more about that this month in May.
In May, yeah, that's cool.
So this either means they want to get it out of the way with, so they don't have to talk about it at E3, and they want to talk about some other stuff.
They probably want to talk about actual games.
Yeah.
E3. Yeah.
You don't think this is bad? You're gonna talk about this in May. They're not trying to
No, I think that's good. I think that means they had probably a lot of stuff at E3 they'd rather talk about than.
Okay.
If they had nothing at E3, they'd probably just wait and talk about it at E3 and to fill time and stuff. So
very true. Yeah.
It's good.
And then just to mention, South Park, The Fractured Butthole is out on Switch.
And apparently has a bug when you try to save.
There's a bug. Otherwise, you got 8 out of 10 from Nintendo Life.
How can it still get an 8 out of 10 with a save bug?
I think the save bug did not become known until after this review.
Oh, so they didn't encounter it. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess it's going to be fixed in the next update. I have not picked this up. I'll be picking this up later on maybe a sale or after I'm done with Tropical Freeze and Hyrule Warriors and Mario Tennis. And there's a lot of stuff coming out here. So I'm going to wait for this one.
Me too. I probably won't even get it.
I did finish Steam World Dig 2 yesterday. That is one fine video game, John. It's 6 hours and 45 minutes. It was my completion time for my first
Wow,
run-through.
that's not bad.
So yeah, it's definitely a manageable game. Like it's a very tight game. Exploration is really fun. The leveling up's great. I love at the end how overpowered you feel. Yeah. I also picked up Robonauts, which was on sale for like $2.
$2, yeah,
something like that.
I saw that, yeah.
It's like 90% off. It's like, okay, let's pick this up. And I'm having fun with it so far. Parts of it remind me of Armillo, but a different genre within that kind of idea. Because you're jumping from like planet to planet a little bit, which I think you did some of that in Armillo.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. And then I mentioned I'm playing Doom and playing a little bit more Skyrim. I think that'll be a game I finish this year. And
this year.
it's a game I'll return to from time to time. And then I'm playing a lot of my PS4. I'm finished God of War. I'm playing Heavy Rain now. I'm trying to get through some backlog here. So anything of note you want to mention you've been playing or anything else?
Nope. Same old, same old.
Cool. Anything on the horizon with? Are you going to be double dipping in Hyrule or Donkey Kong or?
I wouldn't be surprised if I ended up tomorrow with Donkey Kong. It wouldn't shock me.
Cool. So there were reversible cover.
Reversible covers.
Physical
cool.
People get the cartridge.
Which I'd probably get the physical.
You would, okay.
Yeah, like this game's get big, and like even a 128 gig card that I have, it's gonna get pretty full if I keep buying. I know,
the 200,
I know Smash and Animal Crossing I will download, but other than that, like
the 200 gig card are about $60 if you get it at the right time now.
Yeah,
so that's good. I mean, I personally have a very nice sized card. I don't even know how big it is. I think it's the 400.
Wow,
I have the 400 gig. So I have 153 gigs open still.
Dang, that's insane.
And I have I have the biggest one I could find.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't want to spend that much, but
it's so nice having everything.
I gotta
say though, like the archive system on Switch, that system is well thought out. I think it's better than like Microsoft and PlayStation as far as reminding you have your software and making it easy to get it back.
Yeah.
Like it still shows up in your list of what you played and when you played it. It just, there's a cloud icon, and if you want to open it, it's kind of like iPhone, where if you have that automatic offload system for apps and you hit it in search or whatever, it'll just start installing. It's kind of like that for Switch, and gotta say, it makes it so you could live quite comfortably on, say 100 or 200 gigs or 400 if you're like me. But yeah, I think it's a really well thought out system, and something Wii U did not do as well.
Yeah, well,
that's an understatement.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
Yeah. But anything else news-wise or otherwise you want to mention?
Nope. I think that's it.
Cool. Well, where can folks find you on the interwebs?
You can find me on Twitch and YouTube. I've been streaming a good bit lately of Splatoon at John's Nintendo Carts, and I'm on Twitter and Instagram at John Wesley A.
Cool deal. How do you actually set up your stream for that? What do you plug into?
I have a 5K iMac next to my 4K display, which my Switch is hooked up to. That is hooked up to my Elgato Game Capture HD 60, the Game Capture HD 60, which does 60 frames, 1080p, which is the HDMI for the Switch goes through that, and then to a USB to the iMac.
The iMac. Okay, cool.
And then they have their own app that lets me record and send to Twitch and everything like that.
Yeah, Elgato. Yeah, they're great with that stuff.
Yeah, I had a Razer one before, and I was kind of boot camping into Windows, and it was really just a pain. So I just got rid of it and got an Elgato because it works with my system native, so it's much better.
Cool deal.
Yeah, I recommend it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I wonder if Switch will ever get native streaming like that. I don't know.
Honestly, when you look at like the system that saves the 30-second video clips, like it's already like, whoa, it's like, it's the system's chugging.
That'll
just to
be
do
the
that.
Switch Pro. For
definitely.
People that want to get paid to play Switch.
I think the system needs a little bit more RAM to keep up with live stream.
Yeah. Very cool. My handle is TCHATEN. You can go to youtube.com/tchen to watch the video version of the show. We'll be back next time for level 183. Yeah, 183. And if you're watching the video version, we'll have Aaron on Sunday to talk about Labo, which I'm excited to dig into that with him. So thanks for listening and watching. Back next time. Bye-bye.